I just got really busy and I never got around to breaking up with you. I actually understand it. I understand it. Sarah's like, oh God,
Okay,
girl,
no,
you want that. You
no.
haven't had hate in a long time, do
Yeah,
you?
you love the hate.
I mean, I don't love the hate, but I understand the concept of it when you're like touring with the band and launching a podcast. And I mean, it's, he was probably the beginning stage. I don't
I
know.
don't think
I
their
understand
show
it.
is near getting canceled. I don't think he had that much going on. I think he had plenty of downtime to break up with her. You know, why he didn't, I still feel like I don't have a clear answer on that. I just don't. I don't feel like, I mean, all we know, which most relationships that get to a point where someone's cheated have, especially in like a 9-year relationship, okay? Something was majorly wrong. They had a major disconnect for quite a while. I don't know. Do you feel like you know what that is? I still don't feel like we really know what that is.
I
Like,
think the same as Kyle and Mo, like friends, like just coexisting friends. And, you become friends and,
I don't understand this. I've been with my husband like 10 years. I don't understand. Every relationship is work. I think that's the thing. Like, people have this misconception that, they believe like what that their grandparents like met at an old dance and they looked at each other from across the way and they fell in love. And then it was so easy for 65 years. It's relationships. The reason that you have to show up every single day and you should be in premarital counseling.
that's what you said.
110%. Oh, you should never marry somebody because you don't know how they're going to really react. Parenting brings up so many problems from your past, your childhood, the way your parents parented. People are never religious till they have a child and they see themselves in that kid. And then all of a sudden they want the child to have spirituality or they don't. Your ass needs to be in therapy. So I still don't know what came between those two. I have no clue, but there was a major disconnect that I think he brushes over and she brushes over. And why is that? I stand by, I think it was probably over for both of them. They both knew it. They had this affair. I think Lisa Vanderpump got on the phone, darling. I just want you to know, go to Tom Sandoval's house tomorrow night. I believe Raquel will be there after midnight. Get the cameras. And I think that she worked her magic and the rest is history.
First of all, very good impression of this Vanderpump. Very good. You should go you better stop this podcast and go try out for parts in movies over there in Hollywood. Second of all, I don't have an incorrect view of marriage. I have the exact view of marriage that you just described. That's why I'm not married. There ain't no Julia Roberts, Richard Gere. I mean, I would love my red dress and I would love to go into all the Rodeo drives and say you have no idea that ain't it, guys. So I agree with you. I mean, I've got it all figured out over here. Me and my friend Bethany, of course. But no, that's why I don't want a marriage. I don't see anything so exciting about it. And really, I really truly do. This is truly from the bottom of my heart. I don't, and you know who was? Well, to your point about pre-marriage counseling, because you recommended to everyone, you said it on here many times. Well, call Carl Radke, because him and Lindsay were in therapy and it didn't work out. But I
don't know who their therapist was. That was crazy. I mean,
you could have helped them, girl.
You got to have two people that want to be there and want to show up. I don't know what Carl and Lindsay's whole relationship was, but I mean, my husband and I have been doing couples therapy. We're still in it for 6 years. We go every month. It's like, it saves our marriage because it's just, and people, you think your partner's telling you everything and then they don't. It's like, people have these crazy expectations, exactly like what you said, that it's going to be a movie and it's a movie for maybe 2 months. And then the movie is over and real life hits. And are you ready to lose your partner? I mean, I'm watching The Golden Bachelor. It's so good. Oh, honey, I could do a whole review. I'm watching The Golden Bachelor.
Who I talk about that with all the time? Miss Melissa Rivers. Melissa Rivers would love to come on here once a month and probably talk about that and Below Deck. I have to have it, I have a little sit down with Miss Rivers and I'm like, sweetie, we have to talk about, Kyle and Mo and all these other things. But Melissa, I think would love to talk about The Golden Bachelor, the whole 30 minutes together. Really? Well, Matt James
at the same time.
Why? Because they're older and they're later in life.
Because half of them have all lost a spouse. It's like the saddest thing.
Yeah.
It's like, are you ready to stay with someone that you wake up one day and they like develop, like The Bachelor, Gary Turner, right? 71. His wife 6 years ago wakes up, starts having a fever, has an infection, doesn't go to the hospital for a while, goes a week later, has this like she's waited so long. She has this like bacterial infection. She basically probably died of sepsis, right? All in like a matter of like 10 days. Are you ready after? I mean, that's what marriage is, right?
No.
I mean, you are going to bury one of you. Like, it's so sad.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so sad to watch that. And then
See,
they're
if you
alone.
if you
Ugh.
just live life, now my life will come with a huge payday when I'm alone on the deathbed and, there's nobody there. There is a payday for the lifestyle that I live. Listen, I'm going to call Shep now that I'm back on my Southern Charm kick. It'll be me and Shep and Austin will be 3 people that are all alone at the end of our lives. Carl Radke's probably going to be right there with us, and we'll all be on our deathbeds alone. So there is a price, but no, I won't ever face that. And by the way, just to say, like, not to get whatever, I don't know, you should talk about this at your couples cuts. Like, I don't understand how you want to have sex. Not you, just anyone in a marriage. I don't know how you want to have sex with the same person and not everyone else in the world, like 3 years in. I don't get it. I'm confused.
You
I
do
don't
want to
get
have
it.
sex with other people, but you know how hurtful that would be to your partner. And like, if you're in a good emotional couples counseling, like you work on that, like, how devastating. And then once you have a
Yeah.
child, it's like, are you going to do that to the kid? Are you going to blow up their life for a moment of hot sex? Now, Schman and I do talk about we live in Hollywood. I'm like, I have to have a pass list. Like, now John Hamm just got married, but I'm like, if John Hamm had been single,
Really?
I have to blow John Hamm. I'm so he's the hottest thing ever. So I have a
And
hall
apparently
pass
he
for
has a
that.
huge dick, just FYI.
Enormous, supposedly enormous cock.
Wow. Okay.
And then
And same with Liam Neeson. He's supposed to be huge. These are the rumors. Yeah.
really?
And
No.
obviously Pete Davidson, he just crashed his car again. Him.
He's too much. He's too needy for me. But
It's
I'm
not for
also
me.
like, I love an older rich man. Like when I meet Bill Maher, like all 4 of him, like I'm going to have to make out with Bill Maher. Like I'm obsessed with Bill Maher. Like,
Well, you and I will go to the Beverly Hills. So I will go back to Bel Air
I've
Hotel. I
already
will
told my
fly.
husband, he owns like 3 adjacent homes in Beverly Hills. I'm obsessed with Bill Maher. Like I will have to have sex with him. I love him so much.
Okay, you go and do that. The Miami trailer has dropped. Miami is headed from Peacock to Bravo. Very interesting about Miami is
Yes.
that, look, you don't know, like, when like Bling Empire is canceled. I think it's because, my friend that came on the podcast, Kelly Lee, she's suing Jeff Jenkins, the creator. She's saying it was her idea, blah, blah, blah. I think that got too legally messy for Netflix, selling
You don't
Tampa.
buy it that the ratings sucked. I know you love that show.
What
The ratings were
ratings?
terrible.
That's my point. What ratings? Like, the day is here for RHOM when it goes on to Bravo. Like, this is a great move for RHO, but now there's a day of reckoning, guys. We're gonna know, like, what are the ratings on Real Housewives of Miami? Do you know? Because I mean, all of a sudden, are you running Hollywood over there, Miss Fraser? How do you
Close.
get the ratings for Sunset? I mean, or Bling or